there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So, I wanted to try out doing some really focused videos on certain topics, and I asked you via a poll whether you'd be okay with me having slightly shorter videos in order to tackle these themes, and overwhelmingly thank you for all those. I think I nearly got 500 responses in about a day, 2 days, and 75% of you said, yeah, go ahead, make more videos if they're a bit shorter, but lots of you pointed out, please continue to make them in an ASMR style. So here we go. One thing I wanted to talk about at length was Man United season, and I'll be doing this for a couple of other clubs. I wanted to do maybe like Spurs, for example. So if you want to suggest me doing a little bit of a quick deep dive into how a season's gone for a particular club so far, then give me a suggestion in the comments below and I'll take a look at it. Obviously, if you say like someone like Accrington Stanley, then I probably won't be able to do that, but I'll give it a go. Okay, so Man United. I've been following football properly since 1998, and I do believe this is the worst season that I've ever... I think it might historically be the worst season that Manchester United have had since the Premier League began. So yeah, it's been a monumental failure. Let's talk about how it started. So Ten Hag was in charge at the start of the season, and lots of people were unsure about that in general, and it turned out to be quite poor long-term strategy. I think they were just, as was I, to be honest with you, constantly thinking, when's it going to start working like it did for him at Ajax? And it just never did. It kind of just never ever did. I think the worst thing that happened to him was that he won the cup, I think, or won cups. I think had he not done that, against Man City of all teams as well, then he would have gone on that day. I think we were all going into the match thinking he's going to be sacked at the end of this match. Man City are going to win 5-0, and Ten Hag, after a terrible season, is going to go. And then, of course, not only did he get them a win against their rivals in a cup final, got them trophies, and then got them European football. So he got himself a new... I think they even gave him a new contract, which was bizarre. And then, so the season started. Let's have a look. These are all club friendlies. Community Shield Day, lost on penalties to Man City. So again, a pretty decent result. And to be honest, it didn't get much better. So 1-0 to Fulham, lost to Brighton, hammered by Liverpool at home, 3-0, beat Southampton, but then, as we know now, everyone's beaten Southampton. Won in the cup against Barnsley, drew with Crystal Palace, drew with Twente in the Europa League, lost at home 3-0 to Tottenham. So, 3-0 to Tottenham, 3-0 to Liverpool at home already. Draw with Porto, draw with Aston Villa, beat Brentford, draw with Fenerbahce, lost to West Ham, hammered Leicester, draw with Chelsea, beat PAOK, beat Leicester, draw with Ipswich, who of course are going down, beat Bodø Glimt, beat Everton 4-0, then lost to Arsenal 2-0, lost at home to Nottingham Forest, who obviously we know are looking to get Champions League football, beat Victoria Pilsen, which they were doing well in the Europa League, to be fair, beat Manchester City again, but that performance, I watched that match, that was so atypical of Man United. It was a great game for Ahmad, and he dragged them into that result, to be honest. Then lost to Spurs 4-3, and that was the cup, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the cup, so they were out of the cup then at that point. Lost at home to Bournemouth 3-0, lost to Wolves 2-0, lost to Newcastle 2-0, draw with Liverpool, beat Arsenal in the FA Cup, so Cups are going well. Beat Southampton, lost to Brighton 3-1. Then beat Rangers 2-1, beat Fulham 1-0, beat Steaua Bucharest 2-0, lost to Crystal Palace, beat Leicester, lost to Spurs, drew with Everton, just beat Ipswich, and went out to the FA Cup against Fulham. Drew with Sociedad in the Europa League, drew with Arsenal in the league. Very good result by all, can't take it away from them. Hammered Real Sociedad in the Europa League. Beat Leicester handsomely 3-0, lost again to Nottingham Forest, and then drew again yesterday in that I think was labelled the most boring Manchester derby of all time, with two of the worst instances in recent memory of either Man United or Man City. To be honest, they're both not having a great season, are they? So the new manager it hasn't worked, and I get why. I understand if you were taking over that squad, there's just years of mismanagement. I was really concerned when they bought Casemiro because I thought, he's a 30-year-old player at the time. They gave him like a 5-year contract or something on massive wages, and I thought, he's not going to be the same player at 35, is he? So don't give him a 5-year contract with, £200,000 a week or whatever it was. But they did. And, he has been blamed for a lot of their misfailings. He's not... I don't think he's that great at pressing, is he? Not that it's just him, obviously. There's loads of people in the team that have been underperforming. And they just don't seem to have really got an understanding of Ruben Amorim's tactical needs, what he wants them to do. Let's have a look at the rest of their season, because there's only a couple of games to go. They've got Lyon twice coming up in the Europa League. They've got Newcastle, who are vying for Champions League. Wolves, Bournemouth, who are trying to get into Europe. Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea, who are trying to get into the Champions League. Aston Villa, who are trying to get into the Champions League. And a club friendly against Leeds for no reason whatsoever. So it was quite a hard run-in, to be honest. I can only really see them, apart from in the Cup where they just seem to be doing brilliantly, only really Wolves and possibly Brentford, maybe West Ham, can they pick up points. No, Aston Villa are better than them, Chelsea are better than them, Bournemouth are better than them, Newcastle are better than them this year. So, yeah, I just don't understand, what are they going to do about it? They can't sack the manager. They've invested in him as a long-term project. Onan has got a dodgy game in him. They need to really sort out the defence. Matthijs de Ligt has started to get a lot better, actually. He started quite shaky, but he's doing better. Lenny Yoro, I'm not convinced. They've obviously got a lot of injuries as well. Lindelöf has barely played, that I can tell. Luke Shaw's always injured. Dallow's obviously brilliant, but they've got to stop him being bought by someone else. And then you've got this really ageing team: Christian Eriksen, Casemiro, mixed with Dogu, who's very young, Mainu, who's very young, Mason Mount, who has never played in his right position, and Bruno Fernandes, who's world-class if you play him exactly where he needs to be. And, yeah, he's a bit of a strange one. Xerxes, who they just don't play to his strengths at all, like he was being played to in Bologna. Diallo, who's out injured, who's been their best player. Højlund, who's just not scoring the goals, and Garnacho, who is one of the best players but constantly gets rumoured to move somewhere else. So they need a little bit of a squad overhaul, don't they? And I don't mean do what they did with Dogu and go really young. I mean just actually have a really good quality squad, a team of their size. It's going to be a lot of money though. It's going to be really expensive to buy those players, and because it's not one or two, they need players all across the pitch. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think that they just need to have a long-term project? Is this manager the right player for that? The right coach for that? You know, do you have to just trust him and say, look, you know, try and do what you did at Sporting, we'll give you all of the money, buy the players that you need? Because I just don't think this squad can play his tactics, and I think they've shown that, to be honest. What do you think is the answer? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you like the different form of video and me just chatting about Man United for a bit. If you're a Man United fan, of course, get in touch and let me know, how do you feel about this season? You're down in 13th place, 13 losses and -4 goal difference. Is it getting better? Do you think you're improving? And what do you need to improve? Okay, thanks so much, and don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know who you want me to talk about next time. And I'll see you again really, really soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.